big week on the digital front as Verizon swallows AOL, including the Huffington Post, and Facebook launches a partnership with the likes of the New York Times, NBC, The Atlantic, BuzzFeed, and National Geographic, publishing some articles directly on the social network rather than directing traffic to the websites of these news outlets. Joining us now to talk about it from San Francisco, Sarah Lacy, editor-in-chief of the tech site Pando Daily. So first of all, what do you make of the kinds of stories that these news organizations are putting on Facebook to be read on Facebook?
Well, it was so interesting. This leaked and everyone thought it was the end of journalism and everyone thought it was big bad Facebook. And both sides, the media outlets and Facebook, really tripped over themselves to make it look like none of those doomsday scenarios were coming true. So on the Facebook side, they gave up huge concessions to the media publishers to look like, hey, we're just trying to get more people to read your stuff at a quicker load time. Nothing else, nothing to see here. And on the publisher side, they wanted their readers to know that they weren't all going to be listicles and quizzes. So the New York Times, National Geographic, all of these publications put out very long, very capital J journalist pieces, with the exception of BuzzFeed, and just to say, look, we haven't changed at all. Now, the thing everyone knows watching this is we got to look a lot longer than a week to see if all of the fears of these agreements are really going to come true.
Well, I'm still skeptical because I think this is a chance for Mark Zuckerberg to turn Facebook into the world's most important news site, which is fine for Facebook. But the thing is, if you're one of these, if you're the New York Times or a lesser publication, and people are reading your stories on Facebook, they never come to your site. Yes, you get some ad revenue. Yes, you get some recognition, but Facebook down the line could change the terms, make it a lot more onerous, and everybody's going to be trapped in Zuckerberg's world.
And Facebook will change the terms. I mean, that's the one thing we know they will do. They iterate on their terms and their feed and everything else constantly. This is why Facebook was comfortable giving up so much concessions to these guys going into it, because now that they have this group of publishers, they can strong-arm all the other big publishers into coming in, because they're going to use the fact that users see these stories quicker, so it's more user-friendly to promote them in the news feed other than everyone else, and everyone else who relies on Facebook for traffic is going to have to follow suit, and then Facebook's going to change the rules. And it's not that Facebook is an evil company, but they're not a journalism company. They have this weird thing where they don't share the ethics of journalism companies in terms of, fact-checking, making sure something is in the public interest, making sure it's the truth, but then they have this weird moralistic, puritanical strain where they don't want certain images being showed on their site. I mean, if these publications don't think long-term Facebook is going to essentially be a de facto editor controlling what people see or don't, they're dreaming.
So brief answers, I get to our other topic. You run Pando Daily, would you make this deal with Facebook?
I mean, like I said, we don't rely, we're not a big mass media publication. We speak to a very small, very intelligent audience that we think really, moves money around tech and controls the world. So we don't rely on huge social stream and, we don't rely on this fire hose coming from Facebook.
You're doing your own thing.
We might experiment with it in terms of some of our videos, but I wouldn't bet my business on it.
All right, so Verizon buying AOL, which includes the Huffington Post, $4 billion deal. I'm reading all these business writers praising this for the synergy and the vision of a phone company buying a once glorious digital company. I'm thinking, what? This doesn't make any sense. And then you wrote it. What do you make of the coverage of this takeover?
It was bizarre. I think every once in a while in the financial press, we have these emperor has no clothes moments where people come out and say all this stuff, and the deal is so weird that financial reporters and tech reporters frequently have to feel like, oh, well, I get it. And so they just keep repeating what the company said. But it's like, you guys step back and say, okay, either I'm an idiot or you're all lying, because none of this made sense. Everyone kept saying this is about, mobile video, as if Verizon woke up one day and thought, we need to dominate mobile video. Get us AOL. No one thinks AOL when you think mobile video. Now, true, they do sell a lot of ads, but it's an ad technology. It's absurd. There was all this rhetoric of movies as big as Google.
I know. You know what deal also got a lot of great praise in the business press? AOL being bought by Time Warner, the worst corporate merger of all time. Sarah Lacy, thanks very much for joining us. All right. See you later. Ahead, David Letterman hanging it up. An amazing career, but was it marred by that sex scandal? But first, President Obama says he needs better media reporting to change the minds of John Boehner and Mitch McConnell. Bryn Hume has some thoughts on that.
Joint discomfort is a big problem.
Pharmacist Bob Henderson created Cosamin DS, and now there's Cosamin ASU, our most advanced formula to help support and promote joint health. Cosamin, the brand recommended by healthcare professionals for more than 20 years.
If anybody is looking for home repair or home improvement, you need to go to Home Advisor.
At Home Advisor, you'll find millions of reviews of pre-screened local home pros.
Home Advisor took care of all of it, and they're there when I need them.
And it's always free. Go to homeadvisor.com now.
People all across America are tired of tossing and turning all night, snoring like a freight train, and waking up with aches and pains from pillows that simply don't work. Introducing MyPillow, the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation. Unlike ordinary pillows that lack support, lose their shape, or heat up, MyPillow's patented 3-piece interlocking fill creates a cooling effect and allows you to easily form MyPillow to your unique shape, regardless of sleep position, providing maximum comfort and support of the cervical nerves in your neck and spine, resulting in the most restful, comfortable, deep healing sleep you've ever experienced. MyPillow is made right here.
Business on